I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.
Good luck,
Thank
Jimmy.
you.
Thank you.
Love you.
No commentary on what you look like. I want somebody to comment on what you look like. Like when you say love you, I wonder if Jimmy Graham leaves college and he's like, man, that Le Batard Show is aged. Who's that guy in the front row? I listened to those guys when I was in college. And who's that Ben Franklin? Who's the George Washington in the corner? That visual joke all show today, you've had me smiling because of how ridiculous you look as the Larry David.
Billy, did he convince you? Do you believe Jimmy? Now that he's gone, you can give your true feelings?
Yeah,
Believe
go
him
ahead.
on what? I never said any such thing about Jimmy Graham. I just came here. I was sitting down minding
Right.
my own business. I
was
wasn't
that-
doing anything.
It's body of
Who's
work.
the
though,
guy on the
Billy.
one
Yeah,
show? It's
right.
that one.
Historically, Billy, when someone crosses an ocean, you're skeptical. I think that's where skeptical Billy was born. Look,
I don't know.
I've got a couple of origin stories here, okay? Forgive me for just a second because I want to get to this audio from last night of Monty Williams. The original Look at Me Louie, I remind you. Monty Williams, who now makes $78.5 million with the Pistons, is the original Look at Me Louie. Amin Al Hassan was brave enough to say the world's nicest man, someone that everyone loves, that this person, by going into the locker room after a series that he had lost, to say congratulations to the winners, that he's the original Look at Me Louie. Last night he was robbed, and this is a nice man. And him being enraged about the officiating, you know he is totally right. Nothing he is saying is wrong. The Pistons were robbed up and down last night. And later in the show, we're going to talk to our new Knicks correspondent, Sam Morril, about just what is happening with the New York Knicks who won last night. Because this is as angry as any of us have seen Monty Williams, correct? Like none of us. No, this is original nice guy, Stugotz.
He's upset he didn't win his 9th game of the season. I mean,
They're a scrappy 8-win bunch. He is making.
They are a scrappy 8-1 team.
Scrappy.
he should actually thank the referees. He should thank whoever he needs to thank. That's a good loss for them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Scrappy means
Well,
you're
but did
awful.
you see the end of the game though? Like
No,
it was.
get
I mean,
outta here.
okay. Well, but
Who watches the end of a Pistons game?
Well, the Knicks,
the Knicks
were
were
playing.
playing. That's why he was
I
asking
mean,
me.
okay.
Who are you working with?
Okay.
Right now?
I mean, look. I mean,
Laughing in your
yeah,
face.
come on.
Great finish.
Come on. Last night, and there was one sports story in the NBA. It's your team, Stugotz.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you know this little about the things happening in the sports world?
But to Greg's point, the Pistons.
Okay. So
Is that protest still out there? They haven't ruled on that yet?
at the end of the game last night, this is a clear and obvious foul. The Pistons have won the game or should get the game. And after the Knicks were robbed in a Rockets game, they too had an official complaint and an appeal that they should win because of the bad officiating at the end of the game.
The refs owed him one.
Thank you, Stugotz, for even less than you just gave me before.
Lamar owed him one.
Thank you for giving me even less than you did moments ago. You guys are at the top of your game, but it's a clear and obvious foul. He's got the ball, and then there's no call, and then this is how the Knicks win, and it's ridiculous, and there's the end one, and New York gets the storyline it needs and deserves. They got their call back
Did
from the
anybody
other
storm
night.
the
Mike,
court?
why are you Good one. You're on fire. Mike, why are you shaking your head?
That's a brutal call. It's bad. It's real bad. They had the game won, or at least they were headed to the line. That stinks.
Here's Monty Williams at the end of the game. You have to understand this isn't just your common everyday coach going off about the officiating. This is a man who always represents the league well. This is a man who is viewed by all as a reason for respect. He is having a tough go of it, man. He got a record-breaking contract. That team stinks. And he's in New York, and he just got robbed, and here he is, and he is pissed off, and it hurts more when the nice guys, the guys who are always about your league, when they get pissed off.
Where's the New York media now? The absolute worst call of the season. No call. And enough's enough. We've done it the right way. We've called the league. We've sent in clips. We're sick of hearing the same stuff over and over again. We had a chance to win the game, and the guy dove into Asar's legs, and there was a no call. That's an abomination. You cannot miss that in an NBA game, period. And I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of our guys asking me, what more can we do, coach? That situation is exhibit A to what we've been dealing with all season long, and enough's enough. You cannot dive into a guy's legs in a big-time game like that and there be a no call. It's ridiculous, and we're tired of it. We just want a fair game called. Period. And I got nothing else to say. We want a fair game, and that was not fair. I'm done.
It really does mean more coming from him.
Does it?
Wow.
I mean,
It does. It does. I kind
Why?
of really feel bad for. I want to go and support Monty Williams and the Detroit Pistons, and I know exactly how. I'm going to open up my Game Time app, and I think I saw on that graphic over there that they're going to be in town here on March 5th. Wow, look at that. Flash deals available, all-in pricing, $23 a get-in price, and you can actually see your view from that seat. I want to thank Game Time because they've re-upped because of all the love our audience has given them. Thank you so much, audience, and thank you
They're
so
a good
much,
sponsor.
Game Time. They're a great sponsor. Download the Game Time app now. Create an account. Go watch Monty Williams and the Pistons and use code DAN for $20 off your first
What do you
purchase.
mean, no?
Do you realize that if you use that promo code,
What do you mean, no?
I don't want to watch the Pistons. I don't want Monty Williams telling me after the game, after his 49th loss of the season, that the reason they're going through this season is because of the referees. I don't want to hear it. You know what's unacceptable? Being the highest paid coach in the NBA and your team being 8-49.
What was the code? Just out of curiosity.
Sorry, Mike.
yeah, so I do want to see the Pistons, and if I create an account for the first time, I use that. I use code Dan. I get $20 off my first purchase. That means that Pistons game is $3. Terms apply. Last-minute tickets, I always check for last-minute tickets because people are always trying to load those off. So make sure you head on over there. Lowest price guaranteed. I love Game Time. Thank you so much.
Stugotz.
Stugotz.
The playoffs are coming up here, and you're going to have to be slightly less lazy than my team is the story of the sport tonight, and I don't know what you're talking about. Can you be slightly 1% less
When we get
worse,
to the second season, yeah.
less
I'll
worse
be there.
than that?
Yeah.
You can't do
Yes.
better than that?
Right.
That's the best you
They're
can
not going to
do?
play the Pistons in the postseason, I promise you.
That's the best you can do. Greg Cote, are you going to rescue us? I would really love some rescue here from just the profound, unending laziness that is the two of you knowing nothing about sports while still cashing sports checks.
Yeah.
Do you have a back in my day to rescue us today?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hurt his
Yeah,
knee.
I do.
Do you
What?
have,
No, I do.
With a hurt knee.
do you have a
Tuesday.
no you
Tuesday.
can offer up after I say a prompt to download an app? Because that's helpful.
I just said no to the game, the Pistons,
well,
not to the app.
you
I mean,
probably
come
listened
on.
during a
All right.
read.
All right,
people.
Stugotz.
Yeah.
Of all people,
let-
built
all right,
his
let-
career
That's
on
a
the
penalty
lunchbox.
box, right? That's a penalty box.
Listen, all I said is no, I
Mike.
don't want to see the
Mike,
Pistons.
with the
All right.
worst
I
timing
love Game
possible.
Time app.
Let me stop for a second. Stugotz, 5-minute major. Go sit in the median
minutes
across the street.
For
Go
not
sit,
wanting to see
go
the
sit.
Pistons?
No, Stugotz. Go sit in the median,
Right.
in the middle of the street
Right, which one?
for 5 minutes.
Which street?
You've just given him a smoke break. That's all
That's
you've
fine.
done.
Go smoke a cigarette
Two.
out there. That's fine. We'll do the show without him. It can be done. And the reason is
Been the case for 10 years.
the reason is because I value more than ever the sponsors that you do not. And Game Time has been legitimately good for us. You have no idea about these things because you're just looking for your latest grift where you can sell your book that you're not
I was
writing.
looking for my keys and my cigarettes.
You can leave. Go. Like, what
It's
are
going
you
to take you a little bit to walk down.
What are you doing?
I care very much about Game Time. I don't care about the Pistons.
Go, please. Sit in the street.
Well, not in the street, in the median.
In the median, yeah.
I'd be
Where the camera shot
I'd
is.
honestly be okay with the street. I'd
Well,
be
Don't
okay.
say that.
Don't say
Oh, wait,
that,
no,
Dan.
I mean, that's mean.
You all right?
Yeah, sorry.
Bless you.
Mike, it's not an at you. It's okay. I am offended by what Stugotz just did there because I keep telling the sponsors like the relationships with us.
And that was such a great organic place for it.
Independent brands need the support of their sponsors and their independent audiences. We have a very good one in Game Time, and our audience, as it always does, supports the brands that support us. So he should not say, no, don't download the game.
Yeah. Well, he was saying no to the Pistons, but his
Yeah.
timing couldn't have been worse. It was just really bad out of him. You'd expect more.
He's
but,
a professional salesman.
no, not really.
Well,
he's a con
paid,
artist.
Yeah.
He's
I bought Don Omar tickets on Game Time.
Oh,
It's
did
not
you?
just sports. You can do concerts,
Oh, yeah.
comedy, all kinds of things.
Big concert guy.
Yep.
Wow. How about that?
I'm going to the trilogy tour.
Really?
Yeah, second leg of the concert. I would have rather seen them down here in Miami. Enrique, Ricky Martin, and Pitbull, but I'm going to actually go up and see them in Sunrise. I cannot wait for that.
Wait, they're coming back down?
Yeah.
When's
2
this?
weeks? March 8th.
Really?
Yeah, Cessa Cyclones conflict. I'm going to probably, Chris, I need you to cover that one for me because, as you know, I'm a big gearhead. And Pitbull just conquers every industry he goes into. Did anybody congratulate Pitbull for winning at Atlanta Motor Speedway?
Incredible.
Congratulations.
He did that.
What a time.
He did that.
How's Pitbull going to have a concert the same day? I guess his team's off that day.
He actually never ended up getting a highlight team.
What?
Which is weird because the team's named the Fireballs. But, you know, it's there. The key's under the mat.
Oh,
They
so he
they
does
kind of
not-
merged it, like without telling anyone. He went from owning a team to being like an ambassador for the league.
Really?
Well, he's
Who got
Mr.
the
Worldwide.
team? Mr. Red?
Mr. Red
Yes,
has a
actually.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a bone to pick with Mr. Red.
Why?
Because I was at the last game, and Mr. Red sent his people to talk to me, as opposed to just like straight up talking.
What does
to
that
me.
mean? He sent his people to talk to you.
He's like, hey, I represent Mr. Red. I'm watching a highlight game. Just totally unexpected to hear the words, hey, I represent Mr. Red. It'd be great to get him on the show. I'm like, cool.
Making the big contacts,
I
working
just-
your way up in the game.
Yeah, it's just Keith Bogans was there.
How can Stugotz not?
He
know,
wants to be on South Beach Sessions.
How can Stugotz not know that?
Got any questions for Keith Bogans? I kind of promised him.
You
yes.
never know who you're gonna find in that center chair.
Yeah, it's always wild.
It's like they put the two teams, and then there's just this little center couch area. The most random people show
When
up.
I went, it
Keith
was El
Bogans
Duque.
is dying to talk to you.
El Duque's been there a bunch.
Yeah.
Great golfer.
What are you guys doing? So this is
They're luminaries.
This is Miami Media Sports Elite, sort of legends of the game, where you guys are sitting next to people whose history you know because they've been conquerors in sports. Ray Lewis was there.
I'm assuming it's people that are paid to be there.
No. These are owners, luminaries, people
to
that
be
go there for
there.
the love of the game. Yeah, Dan, you remember a time here. Dan Gregg certainly remembers a time where all South Florida luminaries, their big weekend plans were to go over to the Fronton and watch some highlights.
Of course.
Chris Cody paid to be
Well,
there.
they're basically
Dan.
giving away free money. You go in, they give you money that you can gamble on the game. No
Yeah,
risk.
I'm actually going on Sunday.
What?
Because we have family days now. There's a Sunday, and I've been told that it's the only day of the week that you can actually bet real cash.
And your kids can
At the
run
Magic City
Your kids
Fronton.
can run the Fronton after.
That's not a
Really?
thing. That's not a thing.
Oh. Sunday fun day.
Storm the court.
No, we know how to stop that. Although Corbaio will embellish.
Arrest them all! He's waving to people out there, smoking a cigarette, enjoying. It's lovely out there today. The last few days around here have been like California. He's enjoying sitting on a stump.
Is that a joint? No.
Smoking a cigarette.
There is a high probability that police tell him to move during this segment.
Cars are whizzing by him.
I don't think that's the median either. I think that's one of my favorite moments at ESPN was him very dangerously standing on a rooftop in a bar holding a misspelled sign wanting to get on air on Highly Questionable, and he could have parasailed right off of the roof because it was a liability. He had to sign a bunch of paperwork. He is in real danger there. We have more pedestrian deaths than anywhere.
That is a median, though.
Okay.
Can confirm.
All right, so he's in the median.
So if he gets struck by a car, the driver's at fault.
I will blame someone else as I
How small he is in this world.
I threw him in the street. He will be returning, smelling of cigarettes and sweat as he has for a while now. We have a back in my day to get to, but Mike Ryan's complaining about this, and he made an embarrassment out of everything Meadowlark Media and business partnership related when he went so strongly at Paul Pierce the other day. And now Knicks fans are about to get loud. This is the most annoying viral strain there is in I'm going to say, down here in general. I was trying to get to the point earlier telling you what these Heat teams do. New York's been dying to be relevant since Pat Riley left there. They were for a couple of years, and they've been really loud with a playoff win here and there. They are dying to topple the Heat.
Well, Stugotz isn't, but
They are
the
dying.
rest of them
No,
are.
but this is my point is I need Stugotz to keep up in the media game where everyone wants to talk New York basketball, but Mike Ryan is mad at me because everyone in New York has a podcast now to talk New York basketball.
Dan, I think you're doing a very brave thing. As you know, New York Knicks fans, I mean, totally on an island to themselves. No real platforms nationally or on podcasts to tout their New York Knicks fandom. So I think you're actually doing a great service, and you're servicing a really underutilized part of the media, Knicks fans.
You and Jimmy Graham right
Heroic.
here, basically.
The best part of this is that no one actually thinks that they're going to win the championship. Everyone is saying the thing of,
Except for them.
this is the best they've been in a long time, but still, that's the best part about
They
this.
will talk themselves into beating Boston just like last year. They would have talked themselves into beating the Heat, and they played the Heat harder than anybody played the Heat. But they, too, would be terrified of the Miami Heat.
I would say the Nuggets, most would. And the Celtics did take the Heat to 7. The Knicks just barely got to 6 because Jimmy Butler decided to sit a game out, and the Heat still almost beat them. But, yeah, no, it's great. The Knicks fandom is a special one, and the game probably does actually need them now. For the first time, you can actually say the game of basketball might be better with the Knicks being good. And thankfully, they have a good team because they have 2 conference championships in the last 30 years. The Miami Heat, crown jewel of the Eastern Conference, have 7. You understand? 7. Celtics 3, Knicks 2. You combine their Eastern Conference championships, as long as many of our audience members have been alive, they don't have as much as the Miami Heat do in your lifetime. 7.
My point is, over many, not many administrations, but many classes.
Let's add the Sixers in there. Combine them, 6. Miami Heat, 7.
They are the cream of the conference, and what I was saying earlier, when Sacramento loses for 22 years, when Charlotte wins 2 playoff series, it's not normal to change, not administrations, but your roster over and over again and continue to get excellent results. The Knicks have arrived here now into this conversation. Miami's been here since Pat Riley left there. It's been a 20-year run. It's good to have New York in that conversation again. Greg Cote, your Back in My Day is ready?
It is.
All right. What's it? I can't wait to hear this. What's this about? That's fine. Good timing.
Well, you said he couldn't wait.
And now, it is time to take a trip down memory lane. Here's your guy, Greg Cote, with Back in My Day.
Waterbeds. Ask somebody today if they have a waterbed. It's about the same look you'd get if you asked if they drive a Mercury Bobcat or an AMC Hornet. Waterbeds were really, really popular, especially with the in crowd, back when people said the in crowd. That was back when all the guys looked like Cheech or Chong and everybody, including your pet dog, was sucking smoke out of a bong. The waterbed was invented by a guy in San Francisco, of course, patented in 1971, and popular throughout that decade and well into the 80s. At its peak, almost 25% of all beds sold in America were flotation mattresses. Now it's barely 2%, and most of those are related to medical rehab. What happened? The waterbed was cool once, embraced first by hippies and the free-spirited free love movement before it caught on in the suburbs. Bump, chicka, bump, bump, if you catch my drift. Or to be specific,
It's not a drift anyone wanted.
baby! Unmistakably, there was a sexual element. Hugh Hefner, in the prime of Playboy, famously had a waterbed. Trippy bands like the Jefferson Airplane did, too. Advertising for waterbeds in the swingin' 60s made it clear. One famous ad slogan was, 2 things are better on a waterbed. One of them is sleep. The waterbed boom was starting just as the bump, chicka, bump, bump was dawning in Greg Cote's life.
You made it a game show sound. You made it.
And he tried one out in his friend's off-campus apartment. Hated it. Don't get me wrong, I can sleep on anything. I've slept on a bed of nails. I don't need any bells or whistles.
What?
Don't need a foam memory bed that outlines my body like a victim at a crime scene. Don't need sleep number bed. Certainly don't need a water bed that to me was like trying to fall asleep or do anything else, wink, wink, on a raft in the middle of an ocean. Similarly, back in my day, a lot of roadside motels and lower-level hotels had vibrating beds. Creepy! So waterbeds ran their course, and for a number of reasons. New mattress technology made non-waterbeds better. Waterbeds were high maintenance with the possibility of leaking and property damage and algae and mold. Many apartment complexes banned them. Moving them was a bitch. For me, even the squishy, sloshing sound they made was weird. To install one, you had to run a hose into the bedroom. The whole thing was bizarre. This is where I'd usually say, bring back the waterbed. No, don't do it. You go ahead and ride the waves to sleep. I shall repose on the firm, dry land, thank you. I'm Greg Cote, and that's how it was back in my day.
I slept on a bed of nails. Was that
I
necessary?
did once. But you know what? They
That's another $5.
No, the nails weren't super sharp. Like they round off the nail. So technically you're sleeping on a bed of nails, but they make it tolerable. It's weird like that. You can do that. Anybody can sleep on a bed of nails.
It's all weight distribution, right?
It's all weight distribution, but also
This
they're
is
not
the new
super
and
sharp.
improved Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugots. Gamble on by DraftKings.
Yeah, pretty good.
I don't know.
What's up, Sam? Let me turn you.
All right.
This is our last segment of the show, so we got to be tight on the clock here. Dan?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
No, that was not to you. That was to Stugots.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what it meant, but I agreed to be
Keep it tight,
quick
Sam.
Tight,
quick
Sam,
and
all right?
concise.
Tight, yeah.
You got it.
All right.
Yeah.
Your count, Dan.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's got shows coming up this weekend in Salt Lake City. He's got 4 shows early next month in Boston. That's going to be fun. I'm sure he's going to rile up Celtics fans going in there strong and heavy as a Knicks fan.
He's got a T-shirt with Mike Breen on it.
That's right. He is
Nice.
he is auditioning to be the Knicks fan, the greatest Knicks fan there is. He's also auditioning to be our Knicks correspondent. He's got a Netflix special same time tomorrow. Sam Morril is on with us. We will see if Jesus and Mero compete for this position. But we are proud.
Yeah.
We're proud to have you here. You enraged Stephen A. Smith fans last time you were on, but Knicks fans thought you were a conquering hero. You became a stronger voice in the Knicks universe than you had been, right? Are you still feeling like lightheaded from how you rode around on that white stallion on behalf of Knicks fans?
It's better than cocaine. I mean, the hatred of Stephen A. Smith only riled up the Knicks faithful. And by riling up Stephen A. Smith fans, you mean people with a collective IQ of under 80. So I'm okay with that.
Oh, no.
Yes, I am taping a special. I'm taping a special next week in Boston. That's the ultimate Knicks fan heat check. I'm fired up for the Knicks right now. We're injured and we keep winning.
How does this work for you, though, Sam? Because when you go into Boston, this seems like an allegiance to you that's a bit unreasonable. I don't know if you have any other relationships like this anywhere in entertainment. Your identity is tied up in this team being good this year, and you're going into Boston looking for a fight, are you not? You like that there's that decades-backed racist tension coming to fight you with the Celtics.
Yeah, I mean, decades back, sure, if you say so. I guess there's only racism in Boston in the 60s. Whatever you say, Dan. They've cleaned up their act and they're good to go now. I mean, I don't know. They're a great team, the Celtics. What can I say? They beat us on Saturday. We're down 3 starters. Isaiah Hardenstein is not 100%, but they're a hell of a team. I can't take anything away from them. They're a great basketball team.
Can you explain to us what happened last night? Let's play this video and this audio for him because Monty Williams, I also want to get into Monty Williams. People, when nice guy Monty Williams starts complaining about the officiating, you got a real officiating problem. But here's the end of the game here.
Wait. He's making $80 million and he's won 8 games this season. He shouldn't be complaining about anything.
Yep.
I love you, Monty. You're an ex-Knick. We have nothing but respect for you. But I could have won the same amount of games this year for $5 million a year. I'll take $5 million and I'll win you 8 games by just telling Cade Cunningham to shoot. I think that would work.
You can name a Piston, huh?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's just play the end of the game here. Not the Monty Williams sound just yet, but just the end of the game here. Do you want to try the play-by-play here? Do you want to take a crack at the most factually
I'll
correct version of it? All right, let's see what we've got.
I'll be completely unbiased here. Let's do it. A rare miss by Jalen Brunson, a loose ball, and oh my God, Isaiah Hardenstein saves it. And now a pass stolen by Osir. And a completely legal Goldberg spear by Dante DiVincenzo, and an and one by Josh Hart. Oh my God, the Knicks win. Okay, fine. So we got away with one. What do you want from me? So I guess now the Pistons won't make the playoffs. What a big deal. This doesn't compare to the call. A no call is not the same as a blown whistle that happened to us in Houston just recently. Aaron Holiday shooting a three that was not a foul on Jalen Brunson. We lost the game because of that. The NBA evens out every once in a while, and the basketball gods, I guess, smiled on us for once. Depleted, we beat a bad Pistons team, but we needed that W, man. Grimes came in and was killing us in the fourth. I still love Quentin Grimes. Once a Knick, you're always a Knick.
You're scared of the Miami Heat, yes?
I think the Heat are tough. They always scare me a little bit. They're hot lately. Spo is undeniably one of the greatest coaches, I think. And I got to admit, they always do scare me. I do think we're a better team than we were last year, but the Heat are tough. The Heat and the Celtics are probably the team as a Knicks fan that scare me the most. The Bucks, I'm not buying the Bucks, and I'm not buying Doc. Doc Rivers is like, for a dude who's willing to trade his son, you think he'd be a better coach. You think he'd be like more cutthroat. You know what I mean? But he's just like, he doesn't scare me.
Sam, I'm stunned to hear you say that just because of this, okay? For no other reason and overly simplistic. I know they've been bad at basketball, bad at defense. But if you give me Giannis and Damian Lillard in any incarnation throughout the history of time, the Knicks need to fear that combination and not ever feel like they can beat those two guys. Not in any incarnation of the Knicks I've seen.
I think if we're ranking the teams I'm scared of, they're third I'm most scared of. I think it's Celtics, Heat, and then the Bucks, and then probably Philly in the East. I think the Knicks, I'm not scared of the Cavs. The Cavs don't have a tough guy. You need a tough guy to win a playoff round. Mitchell Robinson toyed with Jared Allen. Julius beat up Evan Mobley. Josh Hart beat up the great Donovan Mitchell. I think size and toughness play a role in the playoffs.
Do you have an opinion on what is happening right now with Jason Tatum as face of the league stuff? Jason Tatum is saying he's the best player in the league.
He's anointed himself as face of the league. You don't get to do that. That's like giving yourself a nickname. It doesn't work. He's like, do I think I'm the best player of the league? Yes. And we're like, cool, you're not. You can think that. You're not top five. I'm sorry. No one in the league is taking him over Gilgeous-Alexander, over if we're talking young guys. You want to build a team? I'm taking Ant over him. I'm sorry. You're like neck and neck with Devin Booker. I guess due to length, you get the nod over Booker, maybe. I'm not taking him over Luka. I mean, there's just too many dudes that I would take. I mean, obviously Jokic and Embiid are ahead of him. I've just named five easy. You're not the face of the league. It's like, why? Because we're so xenophobic, it has to be an American guy.
Well, what's he saying about MVP, though? Like when Draymond Green is saying, and I don't have the sound here for you, but Draymond Green is saying, why are we moving the goalposts on Jason Tatum? We don't have to get a championship from him to include him in an MVP conversation. He's the best player on the best team.
You know why he's saying that? Because they beat him in the finals. That's why he's saying that. Draymond is like, it's like a classic dude who could be nice to a guy that he's beaten up. That's why he's doing it. I don't think, fine, best player in the best team. I guess, we've done that in the past, but they have too many good players to make him MVP. I'm sorry, we're awarding Jason Tatum because he doesn't drop 30 a night. He doesn't have to. That's a privilege. Jalen Brunson has to drop 30 a night because we're depleted right now. You got Tatum. And by the way, if it's game 7, Knicks Celtics, I trust Jalen Brunson more than I trust Jason Tatum.
Oh my God!
I do.
Sam, you're getting Sam.
I do.
Sam, that's aggressive. Sam, that's an aggressive take. Sam,
go Knicks.
Sam.
So I think they have so much. I'm sorry, the Celtics. You don't get to be in the MVP conversation when you have maybe the best perimeter guard defense in the last 20 years, dude. You got Drew Holiday and Derek White. Elite defenders, maybe both All-NBA this year. And then you got Porzingis at the 5, who I still have a fondness for as a Knicks fan. And I have a fondness for Holiday. It really annoys me that they got those two guys. And you got Jaylen Brown, another all-star. I mean, I'm sorry, you're not in the MVP conversation. It's great you have a great record. It's, on paper, one of the best starting fives of the last 20 years, I'd say. You're not in the MVP convo. Was Durant in the MVP convo when he was on the Warriors?
No.
Exactly.
Yep.
He was the best player on the best team.
Sam, here's the big question. Would you draft Bronny if it meant you could get LeBron James to the Knicks?
No.
What?
Where are we putting him? We have
putting Bronny on the bench. I mean,
Well, where are we putting LeBron? I just don't. I don't really want LeBron. I think he's a distraction. I think we have a culture.
What is happening? Mike, what is happening? Mike, hold on. Mike, what is happening now where Knicks fans don't want LeBron? Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry, because when you were really hot and you passed on us, and now you got a few more pounds on you, and we're like, yeah, that's how it happens, dude.
Yeah, but Sam, what if we get knocked out Eastern Conference semifinals, Game 7, and Brunson isn't as good as you think he's going to be in a Game 7, and then you feel like you're a LeBron away. What do you do then?
I'm not saying we don't need another guy. I'm saying, why does it have to be a guy who's going to be 40 next year?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm also not going to cast
over Josh Hart.
Are they making the same money? No, they're not. I'm not comparing them to each other. I'm saying I love Josh Hart, though. But, the same reason you're not casting a 65-year-old to start a James Bond franchise. That's why I don't want LeBron on the Knicks, all right? I don't want a 40-year-old as my primary ball handler. I don't want him. LeBron's a great player, but I don't want him on the Knicks. He had his moment. And I'm sorry, are the Lakers a good team? Am I missing something? Why are we talking about them like they're a good team?
Yeah, you have made a lot of good points. You are injured. You do keep winning. I mean, thankfully, that call yesterday, you went from 3-7 in your last 10 to now 4-6. So you're really finding a good groove, just 2.5 up on the Miami Heat.
Right. Well, unlike
you,
we actually been. Yeah, we're hurt. We're not suspended like you degenerates. We actually have injuries on our team. Mitchell Robinson. The great OG Anunoby and Julius Randle. When we're back, look out. It's coming, dude.
Sam, only Dallas and Memphis have had more different lineups than the Miami Heat. You haven't had more injuries than other people.
And I've told you, you're the second team I'm most scared of in the East. What more do you guys want? I admit you're a scary team. You're a tough team. Jimmy Butler is a killer. Bam is a great two-way player. What else you got great shooters. I don't know how I feel about the Rozier move. I don't think it's amazing. It wasn't like, it's what?
It's a great point. I don't like Rozier.
Yes.
Okay. So you may not like everything I say, but we root for different teams, and I think I'm being fairly unbiased.
You were actually being quite kind to the Miami Heat's chances. I appreciate that.
Okay.
I think Spo is a scary coach, and I like Heat culture. I'm a Knicks fan. Like, we want that to be our culture. That's Tibbs runs a tough ship. It's a similar type of culture, I think.
Sam, you're kicking ass so far. You're the only one who has gotten any Knicks correspondent love around here. Same time tomorrow is the Netflix special. And again, Salt Lake City, 4 shows early next month in Boston. He will for sure sell those out. SamMorril.com. Thank you, sir.
That's a special tape, and I'm taping a special next week, so it's going to be fun.
I can't wait till you go after Boston. That should look good. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys.
Good job, Greg, that segment.